So let's talk about iTicket remote sales. Commission-only career path that people either glorify or completely dismiss. A model that offers time freedom, income potential, and location independence. And yet, most people still fail at it. Why? Because while the opportunity is real, most people come into it with the wrong mindset. They treat it like a casual side hustle. They expect big money from day one with little to no effort. They love the idea of working from the laptop by the beach, closing deals in your pajamas, but they don't respect the discipline and skill it actually takes to succeed. They're not prepared to be uncomfortable. They're not ready to be coached. They want results without transformation, and so they crash. This video isn't to sell you a dream. It isn't about hyping up remote sales or sugarcoating the journey. It's to lay out the realities, why it fails for some people and why it thrives for others, and how to know if it's truly for you. If you've been burned by other online models, if you're tired of hype with no substance, if you're willing to work but just don't know what direction to take, this video might be the most important thing you watch today. Let's strip away the noise and unpack this, objection by objection, fear by fear, myth by myth. Let's go. Here's the first thing that pushes people away. It sounds fake. Wait, I don't need a degree. I can work from home. I can earn $5,000 to $10,000 per month just by talking to people. I get it. It does sound too good to be true. And I get the skepticism. We've been programmed to believe that unless something is hard, painful, and structured by someone else, it can't possibly be real. We've tied value to struggle, to 40-hour weeks, office cubicles, and set salaries. And when something breaks that mold, the brain resists. It immediately assumes scam. But here's the truth. iTicket remote sales does work, but not as a quick fix. It works as a long-time, skill-based career path. It works when you take it seriously, just like any profession. It works when you realize you're not convincing strangers to buy stuff they don't need. You're helping qualified prospects make informed decisions about things they actually want. But it doesn't work if you're lazy. It doesn't work if you flake. It doesn't work if you spend more time scrolling than studying. People love the idea of remote sales, but the ones who love the process, role-playing, reviewing calls, learning human behavior, staying hungry, and being coachable, if you treat it like a craft, you grow. If you treat it like a lottery ticket, you lose. Objection, I've never done sales before. This is probably the most common concern. But I've never sold anything in my life. What do I do? And that's perfectly fine. Even better in some cases, you see people who come with no sales background tend to succeed faster because they don't have years of bad habits to unlearn. They're a blank canvas. They don't have the ego, they're open, they listen, they absorb like a sponge. In contrast, people who have done car sales or door-to-door might think they know everything, but they don't. But iTicket remote sales is a different game. It's psychological, it's emotional, it's coach-based, not pushy. It's consultative. I remember Sam. He had done door-to-door for years, but no online experience. First Zoom call, he froze. First objection, he crumbled. But here's the difference. He showed up every day, asked for help, practiced, took notes, and in 30 days, he was in a role earning what some people make in a month per week. Sales isn't about being slick or manipulative. It's about listening, asking the right questions, and guiding people to their own conclusions. That can be taught, that can be practiced. You just need the right environment. What if I don't make any money? What most people don't realize, you're already in a place where you're not making enough. You're living check by check, you're capped, you're stuck. So the fear isn't about failure. It's about finally trying and risking your pride. But here's the deal. Sale is one of the only careers where your income is uncapped, where you can literally earn based on skill. No one's going to promote you just because you've been around for 5 years. You get rewarded based on performance. That's empowering if you lean into it. Yes, if you don't close, you don't earn. That's why we train, and that's why we have frameworks. That's why we review your calls, give you feedback, role play with you, and support you. You're not walking this road alone. What you make is up to you. And while that's scary at first, it's also the most freeing thing in the world when you realize the system works if you work it. but I'm not confident. I'm nervous on calls. I don't think I could sell to someone live. That's what everyone says at first. But here's the secret. Confidence isn't something you start with. It's something you earn through exposure. Confidence comes from showing up despite the nerves, from doing it scared, from fumbling and then learning, from reviewing what went wrong and improving. In week one, yes, you'll be shaky, you'll stutter, you'll misread cues. That's normal. By week 3, you'll be more grounded. You'll recognize patterns. You'll learn to lead conversations instead of reacting to them. Confidence is built when you stop avoiding discomfort and start using it as a feedback tool. And once you've done it enough times, it becomes second nature. I don't want to pressure people. I don't want to be pushy. I hate sleazy sales. Good, that means you're human. But here's what most people don't realize. Real sales isn't about pressuring people. It's about serving them. It's about helping someone who already knows they need help, but just hasn't committed yet. People book calls because they have a problem. They want a solution. Your job is to guide them, not bully them, toward what they already know is best for them. Something that means being direct, something that means challenging their excuses, not to push them, but to help them break their own patterns. The best closers are calm, curious and committed to doing what's right for the prospect. They don't chase, they lead. It's not stable. Let's talk about stability. Most people think their 9 to 5 is stable, but it isn't. That's the thousands who got laid off in tech or replaced by AI or who watched their companies fold overnight. Real stability isn't about a paycheck. It's about being in control of your income, time and skills. High-ticket remote sales is stable because it's transferable. Learn to sell and you can work for any business anywhere in the world, in any economy. You can freelance, you can close for multiple offers. You're not tied to a single employer. You become the revenue driver, and that gives you leverage in any environment. I have too many responsibilities. I've got kids, I've got bills, I can't risk anything. And I get it, but let's flip that. That's why you need to do this. You're doing everything for your family, but are you actually present with them? Or are you running on empty, paycheck to paycheck, with no time or energy left? This path doesn't require reckless risk. You can start with just 1-2 hours a day. On weekends, lunch breaks, nights. It's not about quitting everything tomorrow. It's about building your escape strategically with structure. It gives you a way out of the cycle you're stuck in right now, so your family doesn't inherit it. Let's address the deepest fear. What if I fail? But here's the thing. Failure isn't about making mistakes. It's doing nothing and staying stuck. This model isn't flawed, but trying to navigate it solo, that's where people crash. People fail because they never get feedback. They never track their progress. They panic the moment it gets hard. They let pride stop them from asking for help. But with mentorship and a clear roadmap and accountability, it becomes a game of time and consistency. This path isn't for everyone, but it's absolutely for the person who's done waiting. So why remote sales does work when it's done right. High-ticket remote sales fails when you treat it like a side gig. You avoid feedback, you quit early and expect results without reps. But it thrives when you treat it like a profession, you show up like it's your livelihood, you reflect, you review, and you recalibrate daily. You value long-term mastery over short-term hype. This is a skill set that compounds and a character builder that changes you forever. If this hits something in you, don't brush it off. We've helped dozens of people from all walks of life. You don't need experience. You don't need to be a natural speaker. You just need to have a willingness to learn and drive to improve. This isn't a shortcut, but it is a path. We won't do it for you, but we'll do it with you. Click the link below, apply, and let's see what's possible when you bet on yourself.